did 97 laps 2 nights ago. He might be able to get it done again tonight.
Absolutely, the Ron Silk ride finding victory lane on Saturday night in that big 200 lapper. He tends to like those Whelen Modified Tour races here.
He does. Defending Whelen Modified Tour champion, and he held off a furious charge from Justin Bonsignor. And you and I had a chance to watch about 3/4 of that race out in the grandstands, and what a terrific show they put on. Those cars just are phenomenal here. And you know, there were some surprises towards the front of the field throughout the course of the night. Andrew Krause had just a fantastic run before he kind of faded a little bit at the end. But boy, that car was tough all night long.
Got out of sequence there on one of the pit stops. Didn't come to the pits when pit road opened. It shuffled him back behind. And he had to rally to get a decent finish out of it, but that was a fast car, the number 24. Top qualifier tonight was Ronnie Williams in the 50 and drew the smallest invert of 3, putting himself in the 3rd starting position. That's pretty good luck for Ronnie Williams, who's been fast here at the World Series for a number of years now. Ronnie Williams has made 19 starts, 4 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and a fast qualifying effort tonight for the 50. Tour Type Modifieds have rolled onto the raceway again, the first of 5 nights for their run to a championship. 60 of Matt Hirschman's been so good here at the World Series. A little bit off on Saturday night during the
uncharacteristic
tour race, but I think now you're going to see as this week progresses, and he's won 9 of the last 11 Tour Type Modifieds events during the World Series.
And he doesn't usually qualify up towards the front of the field. Maybe a little surprising that he's not in the invert, but again, the invert only 3 here tonight, but he's still very close to the front of the field. There's no concern or no cause for concern if you're a Matt Hirschman fan that he will not be in the mix here tonight. Anytime he starts up in the top 7 or 8 race cars, that 60 car tends to be a factor.
Taking a look at the starting lineup with that invert of 3, 29 drivers on our list for the lineup. 3rd fast qualifier, Anthony Nocella in the number 92. Woburn, Massachusetts driver, 2 wins at the World Series. Starting from the pole position, Patrick Emmerling, the veteran of the World Series. 58 starts down here during these big week of speed weeks. 3 wins for Emmerling, starting 2nd. Top qualifier, Ronnie Williams in the 50. Talked about him starting 3rd. And Ron Silk doesn't have far to go if he wants to go 2 for 2 to start the week in the 4th starting position.
Another driver that had a terrific race on Saturday night. Started from the pole, led a lot of laps. Craig Lutz will start 5th tonight alongside Eric Goodale in the number 58 car. Matt Hirschman, big money. Matt Hirschman there inside row number 4 alongside him in the 32 car, Tyler Ripkema.
Starting in the 9th position, the 179 of Anthony Bello from Connecticut. He's a former winner of a 602 modified race here. He's also a competitor in a pro late model this week, and now he's running the Tour Type Modified here tonight. Anthony Bello starting inside of row 5. Jimmy Blewett, the 76, starting outside of row number 5 inside the top 10. Ryan Priest, the NASCAR Cup Series driver, longtime favorite here at the World Series in the Tour Type Modified, starting inside of row 6, and Cam McDermott in the 8M starting outside of the 6th row.
Let's look at page 2. Teddy Hodgden in the 55 CT alongside J.R. Bertuccio. J.R. had a tough night on Saturday. He's looking to bounce back here with a solid run tonight. Eddie McCarthy alongside Trevor Catalano in the 56T back in row number 8.
Spencer Davis in the 9th row on the inside lane. Tommy Catalano starting outside in the 54. Joey Coulter in the 10th row on the inside lane, with Tom Martino Jr. in the 9 starting in 20th.
And there's Andrew Krause in the 24 car. We expect him to work his way up towards the front of the field. He's alongside Bobby Meismer in the Hughes Motorsports number 14 NC back in row 11. Johnny K and Dave Sapienza back there in the 36 car, rounding out the top 24 starters.
As Paul Harvey would say, and now page 3. Tim Connolly on the inside of row number 13. Rich Parker on the outside, rounding out our field. Norman Newman, Christopher Hatton, and Timothy Solomito.
You're dating yourself with that reference there, young man.
No, I was very young whenever I heard Paul Harvey replays, I believe.
I was not.
It was entertaining. Kind of missed some of those.
He
I'd
had
like
a
to go
great
back
voice.
and listen to it.
Great voice. Paul Harvey, a legend.
And now, page 3.
Yes, sir.
The little rustle of the paper in the background.
That's right. That's right. White flag has been displayed. E.J. Wilcoxon wisely jumping out in front of the field. I think we're going to have a snarling pack of modifieds coming to the green here in just a moment. Anthony Nocella and Patrick Emmerling on the hammer off of turn 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway here at New Smyrna.
Tour type modifieds racing into turn number 1. It's Emmerling on the outside lane into the lead. The veteran in the 07 car. We see him just about every year come to the state of Florida to compete here at the World Series, and instantly behind him in the 16, Ron Silk, Saturday night's winner.
Ronnie Silk on the hammer out of turn 2, jumped past that entire row of cars to take over that second position, and now trying to close in on Patrick Emmerling. Emmerling had a terrific World Series here last year, and he's trying to pick up where he left off. And look at that pack just behind the top 2. Anthony Nocella in front of a snarling pack of race cars battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th on back.
Yeah, 4th on back. Crazy side-by-side action as they follow our top 3 right there. The battle now for the 4th position. They're right behind Nocella, looking for a place to go. Top qualifier, Ronnie Williams, side-by-side with a 58 of Eric Goodale.
Craig Lutz in the mix there as well. And how about the 60 car of Matt Hirschman? Hirschman looking for some racing room. He's content to follow for now. But as we start to tick these laps off at a pretty rapid pace, Hirschman going to try to work his way up to the front. A big move right there. Blew it. Diving to the inside.
Car slowing.
Ripkema.
Yes, Ripkema into the wall. The 32 of Ripkema off the pace. Race staying green at this point as Ripkema rolling slowly around the racetrack. It's Emmerling with the race lead. Silk running in the 2nd spot. Nocella running 3rd, 4th, and 5th still side by side and able to stay green. Ripkema takes his ride to the pits.
Tough break for Tyler Ripkema. We stay green right now. The top 2. Nope. Caution going to come out. We've got a car sideways at the bottom of turn 4. Looks like one of the Catalano cars stopped at the entrance of pit road. Oh, my grandmother would hate those metallic numbers right there, but we get a read on the number 54. Looks like Tommy Catalano, I believe, coming to a stop down in the grass.
Catalano's busy this week running not only tour type modifieds but also super late models. Amy and Tommy behind the wheel of the super late model entries.
They have quite the impressive compound in the back pit area up off of turn 3. I believe they've got 3 transporters back there, an entire fleet of race cars.
Catalano gets it rolling once again. He was running last time at the line. Well, they scored the lap, so Catalano shown 27th as he brings it to the pits. Pro late model feature will be next on our schedule, a 35 lapper. Exciting action from 4th on back here early on in this tour type modified race. 6 laps in the books. Taking a look at a replay of what we had here with the 32 of Ripkema. Got into the left, or the right rear rather, of Blewett. They'd made contact maybe once before and then up into the wall and knocking the right front of that 32 off.
It was a sprint car race. They would have said Blewett fed him the right rear, but I don't think there was any intention in what happened down there. Blewett just made a very optimistic dive down into turn 1 and drifted up the racetrack. And poor Tyler Ripkema just happened to be where Blewett's car was going. And looks like they changed the right front tire, but I'm going to guess there might be some right front suspension damage. So Ripkema going to go to the back pit area and call it a night. Tough break for him as we continue to work the first caution flag of the night. But we come to the 2 to go and the choose. Emmerling to the outside, Ronnie Silk to the inside. They will start alongside one another up on row number 1.
Doubled them up with 6 laps in and 44 laps to go. Second race of night number 4 of the World Series. Big one tomorrow night here at New Smyrna Speedway. If you can make it out to the track, please do. 200 laps of super late model action, the ASA Stars National Tour, Southern Super Series, and of course, right here, the week of the World Series, all garnering points for 3 different things. And we're going to have about 50 entries trying to qualify in the top 20 spots, 28 scheduled starters for the Clyde Hart Memorial.
And a last chance race tomorrow night as well.
6 p.m.
That's right. 6
Tune in
p.m.
if you can't be here.
Early start tomorrow for that last chance race. Normally we go green for the first race right at 7:30, but that last chance race coming up tomorrow at 6 p.m.
David Sapienza making a pit stop here as the field is ready to go green. We'll see if they can get him back out onto the racetrack, and he does leave his pit stall. So good news for Sapienza, at least, that he's able to get back out on track before the green flag waves. Your race leader, Patrick Emmerling, chose the outside lane. Ron Silk, Saturday's winner, on the inside. Field back up to speed on the front straightaway. Good start at the front of the field.
Ron Silk dives it down into turn 1. He's going to carry Emmerling up the racetrack. Look at Ronnie Williams trying to find some room to the bottom side. Top 3 cars under a blanket in turn 3.
Top qualifier Ronnie Williams fell back to 5th for a little while, but now is challenging for 2nd. He's been able to clear a couple of cars, running in the 3rd spot. Single file top 4. The battle's 5th on back. Nearly a battle for 4th there is taking a look to the bottom. Craig Lutz in the 46. He was one of the challengers up front on Saturday night's race.
I think Matt Hirschman has said it is go time. He is to the outside of Craig Lutz. They battle side by side for the 5th position. Hirschman to the outside. That 60 car coming to life as we approach the 10-lap mark in our 50-lap tour type modified feature event.
4th and 5th side by side. Lutz on the bottom. On the outside is Hirschman. Hirschman into the top 5, officially at the line that time. He continues his march forward. Long distance affairs, other than the Whelen Modified Tour race on Saturday night, really the specialty of Hirschman. But we've seen over the last couple of years, he's also doing very well in the short distance affairs. This one a 50-lapper.
One of the great things about Matt Hirschman, we always hear about the methodical approach he takes to the setup of that race car and the operation of that team and that crew, but not a lot of wasted movement in that race car. Everything he does has a purpose. That car, you never see that car sideways. Matt Hirschman, one of the more precise and purposeful drivers, and right now that car really starting to come to life as he tries to track down Anthony Nacella, but he's going to face a challenge. The 40 car, Ryan Priest to the inside. Priest coming to life.
Priest running 6th, would like to take 5th from Hirschman. Single file now throughout our top 10, even back to the top 15. But you know that won't last long. Drivers ready to step out of line and move further forward as Silk leads the way. 13 laps in at the line. Silk followed by Emmerling, Williams, Nacella, and Hirschman.
Ronnie Silk leading the way, and he's got the biggest lead anybody has had all night long. 4 car lengths the advantage down the back stretches. Williams tries to sneak to the inside.
Has some room now on the bottom, puts the left side tires on the apron, comes off of turn 4, drops back in line. Silk has put a car length or 2 on Emmerling. Emmerling is backed up to Williams a little bit. We know the 50 was really fast in his 1-lap qualifying attempt, but it looks like it's going to be good on the race runs as well. He's challenging for 2nd place as the field will slow on the front straightaway for the race's 2nd yellow flag. 14 laps completed. We'll try to spot the yellow, Charlie, but it slows the pace. Nothing major on the racetrack.
Believe it is the
Nida Martino had spun on the backstretch.
Tommy Martino got sideways off of turn 2 and came to a stop at the bottom of the racetrack. And, you know, I was just about to say that battle behind the top 3 was starting to get pretty good. Hirschman was starting to put some pressure, renewed his challenge on Anthony Nacella. And I think he's going to take this opportunity to cool those tires off just a bit and go to attack mode once we go back green flag racing here.
Silk leading the way, 14 laps down, 36 laps to go. A year ago, Silk on Monday night had mechanical issues, believe expired the engine and did not compete in the rest of the week. So He's off to a better start. Got the win on Saturday night and right now leading on Monday. Hoping to continue that success and go 2 for 2 to start the 58th running of the World Series. 2 to go signal. They'll double up at the line. Silk will choose the outside. Emmerling to the inside. Williams inside. Nocella outside. And then 2 of the top modified stars that we've had over the last several seasons of the World Series, Hirschman and Preece, making up row number 3.
Let's see if Emmerling can return the favor on Ronnie Silker on this restart. Silk started on the inside last restart and drove him to the middle lane of the racetrack. Before we go green, why don't we send it down to Jesse for a quick update from pit road. Jesse?
In the field up there, Patrick Emmerling battling for the lead in the field up there. He has a busy week ahead of him. This is just the start. Not only is he running here at New Smyrna Speedway, he's also running the ARCA race and he's running the Xfinity race. I said, Patrick, that's a lot on your plate. Are you not stressed? He said, to be honest, this is a dream come true. I never could have imagined I would have a schedule like this. He's taking in every moment. We'll see if he can start this busy week with a win here tonight.
36 laps from the finish. Emmerling running on the inside of row number 1, officially in the second spot, trying to challenge Ron Silk for the lead as the green comes back out. 14 laps in the books in the Tour Type Modified 50.
Ronnie Silk with the jump. He's going to lead the way down into turn 1. Let's see what happens behind. Oh, a little bit of bumper tag back there. That's going to jumble everybody up off of turn 2.
First and second, nose to tail, single file. Williams battling with Nocella for the 3rd position. 5th place up for grabs as well as Preece in the 40 runs the outside of Hirschman. Good battle. 4-car race between 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Williams to the inside of Nocella. Hirschman to the inside of Preece. Those drivers going at it. Nerf bar to Nerf bar off of turn 4. Williams with the advantage. He's going to hold on to 3rd by a nose. And now Hirschman going to try to look to the inside of Nocella and take over that 4th spot as they stream down the backstretch.
Preece dropped back in line. He was thinking that Nocella was going to start fading back. He's been able to get down now, and Preece jumps back to the outside of Hirschman, passes him quickly coming off of 4. Hirschman loses some momentum, off the pace a little bit, now getting back up to speed, trying to close on the top 5.
I wonder what's going on with that 60 car. Looked like he was a little off the pace down the front stretch that time, and now he is facing some pressure from Craig Lutz as the front of the field streams single file down the front stretch. 18 laps in the books.
So last season, Charlie, 07 of Emmerling finished 2nd all 4 nights. He runs tonight in 2nd. He wants to win a race, not 2nd place all the time.
You know, that's everybody hears 2nd place 4 nights in a row. That's great. I guarantee you Patrick Emmerling hates that stat. He's going to try everything he can to change it here tonight. But Ronnie Silk is going to be tough to beat. Of course, he picked up the win on Saturday night. He's the defending Wayland Modified Tour champion. Emmerling knows exactly who he's dealing with up at the front of the field, and he is working his tail off to try to chase him down as we are now 20 laps in, 30 laps remaining in the 50-lap Tour Type Modified feature. And there is Matt Hirschman on the screen. Hirschman uncharacteristically buried deep in the field as we approach the midway point.
21 laps down with Silk leading the way and looking strong. Emmerling doing all he can to try to stay as close as possible for maybe a late race run or for another 2nd place finish. Running 3rd, Ronnie Williams, the top qualifier. It seemed like after they ran several green flag laps on the most recent run, Williams then started to challenge Emmerling a little bit before the yellow came out. We'll see if he does so again. The top 3 starting to leave, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Nocella running 4th, running 5th, the 40 of Preece. And the field will slow because of a yellow that's caused over in turn number 2 for a spun race car.
One car stopped in the middle of turn 2. That is the number 56. Another of the Catalano cars. I believe that's Tyler Catalano.
That one is Trevor, I believe.
Trevor Catalano, correct.
So
I believe
Catalano's not having a start to this race tonight.
Not having a stellar start. I believe Trevor is the youngest of that clan, if memory serves.
Looks like we'll be able to make some quick changes, get back out on the racetrack. We've completed 22 laps of the 50. 28 laps remain, and Ron Silk has a very good race car again. Number 16 is not only sharp, but it's fast. Ron Silk has made a lot of trips to New Smyrna over the years. 61 Tour Type modified starts, 9 victories, 34 top 5s and 45 top 10s. Pretty impressive numbers, winning 1 out of about every 6.
And top 10 in 66%. That's a pretty solid ratio.
Matt Hirschman right now running 6th, but usually he comes on at about the halfway mark of these races. We'll see if that's the case here tonight. Is he saving anything? He's got some pretty fast race cars in front of him. Again, he's won 7 in a row when it comes to the Tour Type modified World Series events, and 9 of the last 11.
Absolutely unbelievable stretch of performances here the last couple of years for big money Matt Hirschman. He's got some stout competition in front of him. Ron Silk and Patrick Emmerling, no slouches. Ronnie Williams, that 50 car, always fast here at New Smyrna Speedway. Anthony Nocella, that car really strong here tonight. And Ryan Preece, that is your top 5.
There are Preece and Hirschman making their way around the track under yellow. Preece right now holding on to the 5th spot. He didn't have the run he would have liked on Saturday night. I'm sure they've made wholesale adjustments trying to put that car up in contention, and so far it looks like they've gone in the right direction, up in the top 5 right now here early on. 22 laps have been completed, the field doubling up, and Silk again chooses the outside, putting Emmerling inside. Row 2, Nocella and the 50 of Williams. Row 3 features the 179 of Bello. He picks up a couple spots here as he goes to the inside lane and moves from 8th to 5th, trying to pick up some spots under the choose rule on the front stretch.
Bello and Cam McDermott both having a very solid start to this feature event. We'll see if Bello is able to make up any ground on this restart. 1 to go signal given at the line. We will go back racing with 22 laps in the books, 28 laps remaining.
It's going to be go time here pretty soon if anybody back in 5th, 6th, 7th has anything for the top competitors. And Ron Silk looks like the one to beat.
Patrick Emmerling going to try to snatch that lead away. Ronnie Silk has been money on these restarts every time, able to jump out to a clear lead before they even get down into turn 1. Let's see if Emmerling has anything for him on this restart. Pace car headed to the infield. Ronnie Silk on the hammer out of turn 4. He's going to get the jump. Emmerling already feeling some heat from Ronnie Williams before we get to turn 1.
Williams, a great run from the money spot of the 4th restarting position, will take over the number 2 spot. Top qualifier, Ronnie Williams in the 50 from Connecticut. The 27-year-old driver has taken the runner-up spot away. Battle for the 3rd position as Preece has moved up to 4th and challenges Patrick Emmerling.
Ryan Preece with a run in that 40 car. He is all over the back bumper of Emmerling down the backstretch as the top 6 cars now run single file off at turn 4. Ronnie Silk not able to build that advantage over Ronnie Williams. The 50 car coming to life as we come to the halfway point next time around. 25 in, 25 remaining, and Emmerling with a run into turn 3.
Big run on the back straightaway. Had to check up as the closing rate on the 50 of Williams was big heading into the 3rd corner. 2nd and 3rd might be up for grabs again as Emmerling is there. Silk pulling away by a few car lengths over the 2nd place car of Williams.